What's going on, guys? Seth and Chevy here doing a TLG Reacts for the February 25th State of Play that came out technically yesterday, and we're going to watch it, react to it, talk about it. Before we do that, a couple quick reminders to download and play Concrete Genie, Control, and Destruction All-Stars, all offered for free on PlayStation Plus. Make sure to play those. Come back in a couple days. We got Plus Club coming out and Game of the Month coming out this weekend, so come back for those, and we're going to talk about that. Speaking of Game of the Month, Path of Exile is our Game of the Month, randomly picked. We played that. We're going to talk about that this weekend. You have a chance to still play that. Come back and talk to us. It's free to play. I said that already, so definitely play it. Check it out. And we'll be picking a brand new Game of the Month. We have a Discord link down below. You can talk to us anytime, all time. We're on iTunes, Spotify, and other podcast platforms if you'd prefer to listen to us. And we have a Patreon if you'd like to support this channel. Further than liking this video, commenting down below, sharing this video with your friends, and subscribing if you're brand new. If you're watching this and you're like, hey, this is kind of okay, hit the subscribe button. Yeah, so State of Play came out. I got one thing mildly spoiled for me.
Same.
So mild that it's so vague I have no idea what it is, but I know it is. I'm not going to talk about what that is. I think it's probably the same thing, though, because you said earlier that you were like, I saw something, but I don't really know what it is, so we're going to watch it and find out. But is there anything you're hoping for from this State of Play? They've been talking a lot lately about... I guess there's a PSVR coming out for PS5 that's going to be single-corded. Thank you. Yeah. And it's supposed to be a brand new headset, better resolution, stuff like that. So I'd love to see something on that. Kind of upsetting because I'm like, fuck, I'm going to have another VR headset because I'm definitely interested in that. The thing I saw potentially that we're going to be watching, I'm interested in that for sure. Would love to see, even though I feel like it would have been leaked for me already, some fucking God of War.
That'd be huge news.
Yeah, I would know. So I don't think that's in this. But overall, State of Play is typically really good. I think PlayStation does a really good job, like Nintendo, about kind of getting to the point, having a good flow when revealing stuff. So I'm excited to watch this. It's 33 minutes, I believe. And outside of that,
a big one.
I don't know. Yeah, sometimes they're like 15 minutes. Other than that, I don't know what we're getting into here. I don't really have anything. I'm not really expecting anything. So
not really expecting anything either. But you kind of brought up the one thing I was going to say, which is I have heard them talking about releasing a new and improved VR setup. So I am curious about that. I'd love to see it.
Yeah, me too. I want to see the design, and the specs are ever. I already got a Vive, and even that's a little outdated now at this point. So, they got a ways to catch up when it comes to how good the headset is. But I'm curious about what they bring to it with the DualSense, with their audio engine. That's the big thing. Like with the PS5, I've been really excited about is how all the things that are in the PS5 will be implemented to complement VR.
Yeah, I think too. The one thing I'm looking forward to with just the future of VR in general is the ease of use increasing with it, because especially like with the Vive, there's a lot of setup, and even with PSVR, there's a bunch of cords. There's a lot of cables involved.
The reason I don't play VR more regularly is because I don't have it set up right now, and if I set it up, it's got to be worth it. And so I'll be playing VR for like a week straight, just loving everything I'm playing. And then when I stop playing VR, I'm like, I should probably get this shit out of the way, or like it just stays there. And I go back to it's such a process that at the time where they can finally release a VR headset that's like minimal in its setup, which Oculus has done a good job with that, but it's lacking the power that I want.
For sure.
Once they can find a way to do that, which they will, I think it'll be great. Once you can just like slip a headset on and be fucking ready to, like, no light towers, just a headset that knows what the fuck's going on at all times. Yeah. One cord, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, and I know they keep flirting with wireless. I think there is wireless stuff for Vive now. I think there's also a wireless Oculus now too.
The only problem is battery life.
Yeah.
Which is, it's cool you can do it.
Yeah, but I'd even be okay with wearing like a battery pack, as long as it wasn't attached to the computer still at that point.
Well, there was people that flirted with that years ago. It's like 3 or 4 years ago. It was a backpack that had a laptop essentially in it, and and a battery pack, and everything was flat. So it was a flat backpack, and then the cords were through the backpack into the headset, so you could freely walk around with no cords. Other people have set up systems where it hangs from the ceiling. That's way too much work.
That's a lot of work. Yeah. You'd need dedicated room for that. Yeah, I feel like battery technology is good enough. It's just the demand probably isn't there, and the drive essentially to create something more convenient for like battery tech in that regard, because there's all sorts of crazy batteries these days.
Apparently we're on the cusp of like, and this is not related to anything, we're on the cusp of like new energy technology when it comes to batteries.
That's exciting.
That's supposed to like make batteries that we use now like completely obsolete.
That's totally fine, because energy is something we endlessly need. So
very true. Hopefully PS5 comes out and goes, our VR has that. It's the first thing ever. It's going to have the next generation of batteries in it.
no, I'm always looking forward to
It's going to be
to
very cheap.
advances in power technology. So
It's like the only thing I fucking look for when buying a phone nowadays.
it's probably the most important thing in a phone.
Just because all phones do the same shit.
Wow, but they just get more powerful and then need more and more juice.
Yeah, and then your 4-generation old phone can do all the same shit and play all the same games as fucking modern day phones, and then they all got better cameras, but the cameras are fucking not impressive to me. So it's like,
yeah,
battery life, stylus. Okay, I'm good.
yeah, but I don't even get that one. So yeah, other than that though, I'm always looking forward to them kind of introducing me to maybe an indie game I haven't been keeping my eyes on.
Yeah.
Same thing with the Nintendo ones. So
That Stray Cat game, I want to see more on that.
oh, Ratchet and Clank got a release date too, so I'd like to see more on that too.
I'd like to see more on that for sure. The Devil Inside, where the hell it's called? Little Devil Inside? I don't remember. It's an indie game they showed off when they were first showing off like PS5 games, and had like this really interesting like clay art style. Showed like the dude in the bathtub while this guy was out adventuring.
Oh, yep.
I would love to see more on that game. There's another indie game too. I forget what it's called.
There was a couple of really interesting ones.
Yeah, there's like a bunch of indie games coming out on PS5 that look really cool.
So, I mean, I always look forward to that just because there's a lot of creativity that comes out of the indie scene.
Yeah.
And then anything from one of the big companies, that I'm not against buying from. So, like Konami comes out and says something, I'd probably be like, I don't fucking care, man. So.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, we're going to watch this. This is the State of Play, February 25th, showing off a bunch of stuff. We talked about our anticipation, so let's just start it in 3, 2, 1, and go.
There's some very unexpected developments in your future. Shocking events that will change the course of your life.
That last part might have been a hair dramatic, but there's lots of awesome updates and additions coming to the Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time experience
That game's
on
actually
PlayStation
fun.
5.
That's all I've heard.
Hey everyone, I'm Lou
Seen a couple
Stutter, creative
streamers.
producer at Toys
I
for
didn't
Bob.
watch
I'm here to
them,
give you
but I
the
saw
feature
them.
rundown on Crash Bandicoot 4 on PS5. That includes 4
They just it's just legit feels like an older Crash Bandicoot game
3D
that's
audio,
new.
and more.
Let's
Like
make
they did a
this
good job.
fun.
Like it feels like a sequel.
Picking up where Crash
And it's
Bandicoot 4 left
challenging,
off.
too.
In Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, we
I feel like
find
we're
the
gonna see
evil
that in
masterminds Neocortex and
I hope
Dr.
so.
Entropy escaping a once thought inescapable interdimensional prison, leaving giant holes in the universe. What follows is a mind-bending adventure for Crash and his marsupial pals.
Exactly.
We designed Crash Bandicoot 4 to leap off your screen, brimming
Well, it's
with
Toys for
bold,
Bob,
vibrant
Which I think is
environments
the
and
weirdest name for a
characters.
developer. But
Crash Bandicoot has always looked pretty suave. But wait until
But
you
it's-
see
it's
spinning
under
heads
Activision.
in native 4K at 60
so this
frames
is
per
being
second.
upgraded 4K, 60
With the
frames per
weight of the
second
universe on your
targeting.
shoulders and probably some errands to run, there's little time to wait on loading screens.
Been hearing
The DualSense
I've
wireless
seen that a lot of
controllers bring
people
adaptive
taking their
triggers
games
to your
on. That has
fingertips.
4K and 60
so you
frames.
can feel the blast of Neocortex's DNA-changing ray gun.
I feel like if you had a
Or
PS4
feel the
game, you
grip
bring a
when you
PS5,
grapple
you
with
should
Tom's
be able to hit
hookshot.
that as a
Hold on
standard.
tight when you feel the boost of Crash's jetboard, and really feel the suck
I'm
when you
actually
vacuum his
thinking
dingo
so.
dial. Looking to get fully immersed in the Crash Bandicoot universe? Crank it up to 11 and take your audio into an all-new dimension with enhanced 3D audio.
Interesting.
Achieving the infamous 106% completion is the sign of a true Bandicoot master. But should our genetically mutated marsupial lose his way? Leverage PlayStation 5 activity cards to track your progress and hit
they're
your
making full
goals
use of that,
for
nice.
things like time trials, flashback levels, and boss fights. I bet Entropy wishes he had that. Even bring your incomplete save over from the PlayStation 4 and use the activity cards to get to 106%.
That's cool.
Oh, and one more thing. If you own the PS4 version of the game, an upgrade option is available. Check out the PlayStation blog for full details. Whether it's your first playthrough or your 100th, there's no better
They were
time
very-
to experience Crash Bandicoot 4.
Yeah.
It's about time
was like,
on
there's an
PlayStation
upgrade
5.
Activision doesn't do free.
That's true.
Welcome back, Crash. The gang's all here on today's new edition of
Crash.
State of Play. We've got some great updates lined up for you. First, let's check out the latest on an eagerly anticipated game coming to the PS5 console this spring
This game
from
I'm so
PlayStation
mixed
Studios.
Hey everyone, we at
I
Housemark
think it
are
visually
excited
looks
to
neat,
give you
but-
this sneak
Yeah.
peek at Returnal. In Returnal, you will play as Celine, an Astra scout, who crash lands on an alien planet, Atropos, after receiving a mysterious signal, White Shadow. Players will explore this inscrutable, dark planet in search for answers and unfold mysteries, which may point to a larger force at play. Dashing and quickly maneuvering your way above and around enemies is key to
I think
survival.
it's the first time I've seen like not a blip of gameplay.
I would say like consistent
Yeah.
playthrough. Seems pretty fast
It,
paced.
it looks like it plays pretty smooth.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was gonna be like a run and gun shooter.
Yeah, I would say this is definitely not
With the large
time to
variety of
think or whatever.
enemies
Yeah, honestly,
and
it
the
looks
vast
kind of
number
interesting to
unique
me.
movesets each possess, combat situations prove challenging no matter what the circumstances.
It kind of gives off
is only
Doom.
the beginning.
I would say it
vibes.
reminds me of Doom in its gameplay, which is weird because it was like a constantly moving kind of situation.
Yeah.
Every time you die and restart, the world will change. The map will be different. Enemies will appear in new
So it's like
locations
roguelike?
and in differing numbers.
Yeah, except for
so you
it's
have to think
changing.
fast and
Yeah.
adapt.
When you come back, I actually kind
Here
of
you
like
can
that.
see the use of the lightning alt fire, which is great for crowd control. This is one of many alt fires that you can acquire in the
Interesting.
game.
I kind of want to play this now.
I saw some borderline near looking bullet hell stuff in there for a
You will
split
stumble
second.
across mysterious devices that can grant rewards.
It's just funny
to the
'cause, like,
player.
we've watched
These will
video on
vary
this
from
game
weapons,
twice now, and each time I'm
consumables,
like,
and upgrades, and they
Well, they
can
didn't
But
really
now-
show the game though.
Yeah, it's well, it's amazing how much that can change that.
Yeah.
Like,
Plus, it looks like it has a lot of.
Besides the
imagination.
intense combat, Returnal also has a deep and engaging narrative. We allow players to piece together the puzzle that is the story of Celine as they venture deeper and deeper into Atropos and into her personal nightmare.
That can't be here.
I think I am reliving my
Evil
memories
Within
in
2.
the house, but not fully.
you go in there and your daughter's gonna be on fire.
Corrupted.
Why
Some
didn't you
parts
save
are
me,
missing,
Daddy?
Others seem manufactured. But I can remember the torment, feeling like I was losing my
That map
mind.
seems helpful, which is nice.
There's no comfort here.
Let's hit a game
No
with
safe
maps though.
space.
3D maps are hard to do, anyways.
Yeah. I just like the one in Deep Rock Galactic. Takes a second to get used to. I'm like a fucking pro at it now, but like when I first started playing, I was like, what the fuck? And then I'll play with people and like, how do you do this map? I'm like, zoom out, zoom in. Use that a lot
Yeah.
to really understand what you're looking at.
Yeah, that's pretty
Returnal
interesting
lands on April
Yeah, Returnal
30th,
looks pretty
and
cool.
it's developed by the talented team at Housemark. Next, let's
That
take a
fucking
closer look at a
dodgeball game.
high-impact new PS4 game called
Maybe we'll see gameplay of
Knockout
this and I'll be like,
City.
yeah, it actually looks pretty good. Because what we saw, I don't remember where we saw that. Is that Nintendo? That's the
Or
Switch
was the
event?
last state of play.
No, it was
Hi,
recent.
I'm Josh from
Probably
Bellin
Nintendo,
Studios.
then.
We're an indie developer
I'll
based in
bitch
upstate New
about
York,
this.
and we recently announced Knockout City, a team-based multiplayer action game for PS4 where rival crews settle their scores with epic dodgeball battles. Knockout
I'm, like,
City is
annoyed
easy to
watching
pick up and
this.
play, but there's a lot of depth here for those who've got the skills. In our 1v1 face-off mode, you'll go head-to-head in a constantly shrinking battleground, relying on your reflexes and abilities to knock out an opponent. A well-timed catch powers up the ball, making it easier to land a hit. Use trick shots to lob a ball over a ledge.
This game is
or
either
around
gonna
a corner.
fucking release and no one's ever gonna play
Fake a
it.
throw to mess
Help
up your
people play
opponent's
it,
timing and
or
knock
it's
them
gonna
out before
fucking
they can
pop off
recover.
because it's so
When
weird.
you're in a tough spot with a ball flying your way, a last
It's got
second
that like
dodge is the
Rocket
difference
League,
between
like
getting
it's
knocked
either
out
gonna
and
do
staying
really
in the
well or
fight.
not at all.
Keep your wits about you and outplay your opponent to bring home a win.
Oh, interesting. It's taking elements of Battle Royale.
Let's jump into Team KO, our 3v3 mode.
No, I don't want to.
Teamwork makes the dream work in Knockout City. If your crew is outmatched, a well-coordinated team can still
Fucking might
dominate.
as well. If you can.
We're playing in Back Alley Brawl, a new map that you'll find in our upcoming crossplay beta. The special ball for this match is the Sniper Ball, which locks onto targets from far across the map and wham! You can take them out before they have a chance to react.
This is gonna be a
Beyond
PS Plus
special
game.
balls, each
I'll
map
play it
features a
then.
unique mechanic. In Back Alley Brawl, you can hop into a tube and make a quick
Gonna
getaway
have
or
to.
use them to sneak up on your opponents. Caught empty-handed? You can literally become the ball, a new weapon for your teammate.
Plus Club this weekend.
This week.
Or risk it all. Charge up a teammate, launch them high into the air with an ultimate throw, and they'll land in a huge instant KO explosion. The team here at Valiant
I hope
has
this
been
game is
obsessed
fun.
with
It's just
building
literally
this
not
world
doing
up
anything
the
for
last
me.
4 years. Knockout
I'm glad
City
they're
is coming
trying
out
something.
May
It's not just a
21st,
shooter.
and we'd love
I
your
think
help
it's
in the
awesome.
final stretch of
But
development.
I'm watching the
Rally your crew
gameplay and I
sign up for our
just
crossplay
don't see
beta at
myself playing this.
knockoutcity.com to play early on PlayStation. See you soon, brawlers.
I would try and get into the beta if I was interested in at all, even a little bit.
Time for something new. Here's your first look at an upcoming PS5 game from the team at Slow Clap.
Okay. I thought he didn't have a leg for a second. I was like, God damn.
Old boy.
Yeah, I would say that's a very old boy leg. Hallway. The whole game is just like an endless fucking fighter down the hall.
It's old boy.
Inspired by Old Boy. Every time you get to the elevator and you're fucked up, you just go up to the next floor and gotta go down another hallway.
Fucking weapon, so.
I'm gonna be upset if this is literally the concept. Oh no, this room location. Okay. It's kind of cool looking. I like that it's just like a combat game. Yeah, kinda. Yeah.
Same time. Who's slow clap? That seems familiar.
It does seem familiar. I would actually not be surprised. Sifu?
Seafood?
I like seafood.
That was the debut of Sifu, coming to the PS5 console later this year.
I'm intrigued by that.
I think
Now
it
let's
looks
get
cool.
an update on Solar Ash, an epic new PS5 adventure from Heart Machine.
Epic.
Ooh, there's that top-down game in the room I would really want to play too.
Yeah, the one.
That one looked really
yeah.
fucking cool.
I thought when you were talking about that other game earlier, that's the first one that popped in my head. Was
There's a lot of really cool indie games coming out for PS5. A lot of really cool RPGs coming out for Switch.
I don't have time for.
Hey everyone, I'm Alex
still ain't
Preston,
beaten Yakuza.
creative director of Heart Machine. You might know us as the team behind Hyperlight Drifter. Today, I'm here to show you the first
I have
piece
not
of
played that
gameplay
game.
for our
I
new
haven't either.
title,
Hers really good,
Solar
though.
Ash.
Solar Ash sounds cool.
Solar Ash is a huge, stylish
They did
3D
make
platformer focused on
Did they?
speed,
Yeah,
movement,
of course
and
they did.
The game is set inside a giant
Absolver I
black hole
kind of liked and
known
kind
as
of
the
didn't
Ultra
like
Void.
though.
There's
So
things about it I
Consuming
liked, yeah, for
every
sure.
human's
But
power.
so if they can kind of bring
You play as Ray,
that makes so
a
much
daring
sense.
void runner
Yeah.
who has decided to venture into this terrifying anomaly as a last-ditch
the style.
effort to save her
It's got a
homeworld.
cool style.
Ray is extremely agile.
I'm getting like a
able to
Journey
speed across the world with abilities
vibe.
akin to skating.
It's weird
On
how
the
that's
ashen
kind of like a
clouds,
genre.
She can quickly cover great distances in our huge world.
Yeah, I like the way it looks. I don't know.
At
if
its
something I
core,
would
Solar Ash is a
be
game
into
about
playing, though.
movement, and Ray has everything she
Well, you
needs
only
to float
platforming,
through the
so-
dangerous
Yeah.
and unique world.
That's what this is.
That's a huge turnoff for me.
Yeah, exploration doesn't do much for me unless it's like in like a survival game where I'm looking for resources.
As you journey to save your
Then I
planet,
like the
you'll find yourself
exploration. Or if it's an
face-to-face
RPG, I'm
with
looking for
grotesque and
gear,
violent
loot,
creatures.
or whatever the fuck.
Or resources.
Our combat system
Yeah,
is simple.
exactly. I gotta be
fast,
looking for
and
something
fluid,
while having
built
cool
to empower
visuals.
players
But
and
the
encourage your play.
exploration of that isn't enough for me.
I'll say it.
As you explore the Ultra Void,
I
Enemy
Ryza,
encounters will scale to greater and greater
I would
sizes.
wander the fields in that. No
Some of these creatures
play
require
that, but the second one
speed
came
and
out, so I feel like
precise
just buy
timing to
that and
defeat.
play that.
I want to beat the first one. To be fair. Not the second one because it is a sequel. So. Even though Ryza's story is kind of okay.
Rey will eventually need to face the massive sentinels of this void. Wretched, starved beasts that hold the key to her quest.
I respectfully am not interested in playing this, but I think it looks cool.
It does look really cool.
Yeah, this is really neat.
Yeah.
It's like a
have
Shadow
any
of the
issues with
Colossus
it.
kind of feel.
I just know I'm not gonna play it.
Yeah.
Solar Ash is
me
Heart
too.
Machine's vision of the adventure platformer.
It's
The
really
giant
cool looking, though.
spaces, the feel of movement, the flow of combat, and the high-stakes battles atop enormous beasts all come together to bring players something we think is incredibly unique, and more importantly, fun.
I hope so.
This game is a labor of love
that's kind of the
for
most important
everyone
thing.
on the Heart Machine team. We're excited to bring Solar Ash to PS5 and PS4 later this
Yeah,
year.
I love the visuals. It's very, very cool to look at.
If you're a fan of scary games, this
I am.
next one is for you.
I am. Give me a scary game. Give me a real.
First found you, you were nothing.
Is this
You were
fucking
small, pathetic.
Freddy or the fuck?
Freddy, whatever the fuck.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That's not a bit. Or
What is going on? Yep, it is.
the amount of money they've made. I've always been surprised that they didn't like go full bore on the graphics. And it looks like they're
Oh,
finally
why do
doing it.
that when you're just making a shitload of money
Yeah.
off of something that is pretty minimal? But I'm glad that they're going fucking next gen,
Gregory, we can get you out of here.
going
You and me
cinematic.
together.
It's like
They
the,
won't
one
stop
of the
hunting
jump
you.
scare games.
None of them will stop hunting you.
Yeah, I tried playing it. It didn't do anything for me.
I don't think jump scares really work.
Not often, unless I'm not expecting it like in real life.
We have to get you out by morning.
Do as I say.
It's way better.
This looks way better though. Like I'm not even trying to sit here and shit on the series. More so, just saying like this seems like a huge departure in a good way.
Yeah, for sure.
It doesn't look scary, but it looks like it'd be fun. I want somebody to get fucking ambitious, like Alien Isolation, and have like advanced
There is more
AI'd
going on
enemy
here than you
Yeah.
realize.
that like can change over time, shit like that.
This would be fun too if like the enemy wasn't just like necessarily just trying to
That
kill
was
you.
a
like, maybe
chilling
it
new look
would
at
toy
Five
with you
Nights at
as well,
Freddy's
type of
security
thing.
breach.
Because I think that would also increase the
Up next,
anxiety
let's
factor.
take a tour of
Yeah, I want less
Oddworld
predictability
Soulstorm.
and less scene-based.
Hi,
scares.
I'm Lauren Lanning, creative director at Oddworld Inhabitants. Today,
It's
I'm
like
going to take you
Phasmophobia
on
is
a
scary
brief
because you
tour of our
can't predict
newest
it.
game,
You can if you played a
Oddworld
while in
Soulstorm.
certain ways, but like when you first start playing a game, there's not like a room you walk into where it's gonna happen. Like the game's just going and
In
the scares
Soulstorm,
come.
you reprise the role of
randomly.
Abe, accidental hero turned unlikely leader of an emerging revolution. As you do battle through weird and wonderful environments
It's
in an
so weird
effort
how
to
much it
escape the
looks like the old
all-powerful
game,
and
but
eternally
also
greedy
looks like a new
gluttons. We really wanted to bring
really
this
did a good
world to
job.
life with what we call 2.9D platforming, which adds much more depth and immersion for the player. This sense of connection is also reinforced through the use of the DualSense's haptic feedback, as you'll now be able to feel Abe's heartbeat in high alert and suspenseful situations.
Oh, cool.
There are well over 1,000 fellow Mudokons that you must try to save along the way.
God
but they are
damn.
far more than helpless workers looking to be saved. When used effectively, you'll be able to solve puzzles, harness their combined energy, and be given the tools they need
Fizzy
to fight
pop.
alongside you. And there will be times when
This
the
is
extra
a hard
hands
game.
will be needed as you face off against an array of heavily armed enemies that will stop at nothing
Say
to
watch
find
them and
and
they're
end
just getting
Abe once
slaughtered. I'm
and
like,
for
oof.
all. In order to stand a
It's so
chance
weird 'cause,
against
like,
this much larger
I'm
threat,
getting
we
such,
gave
like,
Abe the ability
crazy
to
PlayStation 1
scavenge loot
flashbacks
and
right now.
pickpocket items from his surroundings and
Oh,
use
dude,
them to
back on
craft an
PlayStation,
impressive
fucking
arsenal of
Oddworld
his
was
own
like-
that he can share with others.
It was eerie then.
Well, it's
You
just
can
like a
also
legit
play
ass
as a
game that was
non-lethal
like
pacifist or an agent of chaos.
something
We
they
wanted
really showed
you to
off
have the choice.
PlayStation with.
Yeah.
But there is one iconic ability for our
disappeared.
shamanic protagonist, possession. This mystical power allows you to take control of your foes and use their strengths and weapons against them, or use them to gain access to paths still ahead. The Oddworld universe is a diverse place, and this means that there are some environments and situations that require a little more thought, patience, and stealth. You'll find
That's
dark
me and
and
the
dangerous
boys.
caves, heavily guarded industrial sites, and ancient forgotten lands.
You guys are playing fucking
Here
Dead
we've
by
built
Daylight.
lots of opportunities for you to test your skills and find different ways to handle things. It won't be easy. If being hunted by an army backed by a shady and wealthy organization isn't bad enough, there are also more dangers in the forms of natural obstacles, ancient traps, trials against swarming dark creatures, and industrial hazards that must be dodged, crossed, and avoided.
Ew.
Ultimately, Abe's journey is one of hope, freedom, and truth. There's a rich and engaging narrative to discover in a world full of lies, and we've been able to bring our characters to life like never before. In true Oddworld fashion, your actions in-game will decide the fate of Abe and all those you manage to liberate along the way, and we can't wait to see what you will do.
Look at that face. Looks like he's got some fucking PTSD.
I mean, he's had a pretty crazy life.
April 6th?
That's soon, yeah.
That was the latest on Oddworld Soulstorm. And here's some exciting news.
forward to seeing
Active
gameplay of
PlayStation
that.
Plus
Like, people
members will
playing
get
it,
the
you know?
PS5 version for no extra cost, starting in April. PS5 version for no extra cost, starting in April.
That was weird. They gotta really
Moving on,
drill that in your
it's
head.
time to catch up with Kena Bridge of Spirits, a
was
gorgeous
another
new
one
adventure
that I
we
was
last saw on the
interested
June
I
PS5
remember
showcase.
when they first announced this, people online were talking about this a lot. So
When we watched it, we were all seemingly, I think we were all interested. I know I was. Oh, it's Baby. It's your boy Moss Baby. Thick.
The rocks seem quite fond of
I
you.
say this every console
They're usually
generation.
timid.
But I'm always like, cartoon games can't look better. And they do.
Well, I used to say it with Pixar a long time ago, and they just kept getting better and better. Looking, I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, particle effects, lighting, I get it. You can just keep increasing that
I
shit.
seek passage to the
Fidelity and
sacred
movement and shit like that. I like it.
Our village is bound to the shrine's energy. But that power faded long.
And then people get real crazy, make stuff like Cuphead.
Yeah, I'd like to see more of that. Miss like 2D animation.
It's also such an old school vibe to it.
Yeah, it almost seems like a PS2, PS3 game. Obviously not graphically, but just like gameplay wise.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking 64, but yeah, for
Tangled
sure.
in the tragedies of our past.
That would fall in line with.
You must help these
This kind of gives me like an Overlord vibe in the sense that you have like little minions and shit you're sending around, but also like a 3D platformer action game of like old school generations. Looks fun.
Yeah.
Real looks good.
Honestly, it's super fucking clean.
Some of the animations are a little stiff, but like the environment, like the aesthetic to it looks really good. The design of enemies and everything.
You must
I like.
move on.
Yeah, they're definitely taking advantage of like lighting effects and stuff too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I definitely keep an eye on it. I'm not like necessarily day one buying it, but
Yeah, I'm not like crazy hyped, but I'm definitely interested.
path of a spirit guide is a lonely one.
Love the little
They
baby.
were definitely not showing the PS4 version just now.
Now let's settle in for a stylish new
Now, at
look
this point,
at
if it's coming out
Deathloop,
both, they're gonna show
a
you the
PS5
PS5.
first-person shooter developed by the team at Arcane.
What?
You'll never, ever break this loop.
There's no never here.
Oh, yeah.
Just
That game they keep trying to sell me, and I keep going, hey, the physics look cool, but
Bring it, baby.
the game not so much.
This is
Probably
Ramblin'
constantly
Frank's
advertising.
matinee. This little ditty goes out
No
to
one
the
is talking
handsome
about it.
asshole trying
I
to
keep seeing
break our
gaming
loop.
publications putting shit out on it, like people are talking about. I'm like,
Visionaries are
ooh.
ready to dance. Are you?
Toxic illusion.
I mean, I think it's gonna sell, but I don't fucking. I'm not hearing people going nuts about it.
Yeah.
I don't think they've advertised it well though, either. This is like the most involved advertisement I've seen for it so far. Like that? I don't fucking remember seeing anything like that.
For sure. Just know what else they made, and it looks pretty much
It looks like the same
that.
game
Yeah.
with guns.
It wasn't even close, so,
People loved him though.
yeah.
So it's funny though. I remember when they first revealed this game, I really liked the physics. If there's one thing I want to play this game for, it's the physics. I'm a big fan of like ragdoll physics, and they have like a good weight to them. It's funny because we actually said that when we first watched this without knowing who made it.
Yeah.
So it's like that obvious. Even though this seems like if I watched this, I wouldn't have known.
Right.
But the first thing they showed, all the moves and shit, look just like Dishonored. The teleporting, stealth shit. This is the first time watching this. I'm slightly interested in playing. It also reminds me of what was it? No One Lives Forever? Is that a game? That's a spy game where you're the girl spy from the 60s, late 60s, 70s.
I can't think. I'm not even sure what you're talking about.
It's a first-person shooter. We fucking had it a long time ago.
Let's do it again tomorrow.
Yeah, no. Drawing a huge blank.
The only reason I'm even drawing a parallel to it is just because there's not many games that dabble in that like aesthetic of that era.
And so is Ramblin' Frank. The rest of you motherfuckers are next.
That's the first time I watched anything on that game that made me slightly curious about it. So, good job.
Apparently they've done that a couple times.
Yeah, that's what State of Play is doing for me, is fucking changing my mind on a couple games. So good job.
A huge update for one of 2020's most celebrated games.
It's 5 upgrade.
This would be the blip I saw.
Give me a break.
Jesse! Barrett!
Where you been?
Give me a break.
Come on, let's push it past the red line! Now it's my turn! Yes,
Got your lethal force right here!
Get him.
A touching reunion.
Just kill that guy.
Well, guys, your girl finally made it to Midgar. My name is Yuffie, materia hunter and elite special forces operative for the new Wutai government. We'll prove to our common enemy that Wutai is not to be trifled with. Members of Avalanche, we got this.
I'm back.
Ah, there you are. Someone's been expecting you.
What took you?
Sorry about that.
Love the outfit.
Anyway, it's nice to meet you.
So what the fuck is this?
Where's Cloud?
We lost him.
You what?
He will be okay, though, right?
Well, of course he will.
They're the ones who blew up the reactors.
Cool.
Should we say hi?
Cool.
Nah, better not. After what they've done, you gotta assume Shinra's on their tail.
Look, a Moogle!
Huh, got him. Oldest trick in the book. So are they adding her?
Looks like it.
That's an interesting choice. I feel like Final Fantasy 15 had those episodes. Oh, they added those later.
I'm so convinced this isn't the same story anymore at this point.
Yeah, I'm really confused. I mean, I'm stoked she's in it, but like, what are we watching?
You guys should probably get moving.
Got it.
Whatever it is they're planning, you're better off out of it.
They deserve what's coming to them.
Yeah, they do, but I'm not your sister.
There you are.
Who are these jerks?
No clue. It just appeared.
Intergrade.
Now, let the hunt begin.
That was a very Final Fantasy looking dude.
What is this?
Get down here, Merc.
Cool. Did you ever beat this?
Yep.
Okay. I haven't, so this will give me a good reason to hop back in and finish it. Oh, interesting.
My nostalgia is really battling in my thought processing. The game already looked good.
Yeah, it looks great. That just looks better, so it's like interesting. Ooh, fog effects. The music.
Yeah, I was starting to get chills. The soundtrack always does it to me, though. Oh, interesting.
But real quick.
Ooh, nice. It's like when I watched the 14 one with the loading. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Photo mode. Game needs it. Okay, so it is an episode.
Wait, what?
I wonder if they're going to release episodes now, or if they're just going to release a second
Yep.
chunk of the game, and now she'll just be in it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm really kind of in a weird spot with this game right now.
If you want a copy of the PlayStation 4 version, upgrade to the PlayStation 5 version for free. You can even carry over your save data. Dope. New episode featuring Yuffie. Fucking, I didn't read the rest of it.
Available after purchase of the PS5 version. So I don't think that DLC.
That was the reveal of Final Fantasy VII Remake
Interesting.
Intergrade, coming to the PS5 console later this year.
PS5 you can't get your hands on.
Yeah.
And that's our show. We hope you're as excited
That's
as
it.
we are for
That was
what's to
half an
come in
hour.
2021.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
See you next time.
All right. What? Looks like there's some shit going on. No, just dark screen. What did we think of what we saw? Anything stand out? Anything not stand out? And what did you think of the presentation as a whole?
I mean, the presentation as a whole was pretty good. Actually, a lot of it was not for me, but I still enjoyed myself. The Final Fantasy VII one is throwing a weird curveball at me that I need to do some research on now.
Same.
And obviously, I can't really talk about it too much because you haven't beat it. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't want to know anything.
Other than that, I mean, I think they showed off a pretty good assortment of things, and especially with a lot of it was follow-ups on things they'd already announced.
Yeah, it seems
but
like
being
that,
able to
yeah.
actually see more of the finished product this time, like that game specifically. Was that Returnal? Yeah, that game I already thought was kind of interesting looking. And I know you had been kind of hesitant about it before.
Yeah, I was curious about it, but everything I saw looked really basic, so I'm like, eh.
And then seeing gameplay of it looks way different than actually I expected it to look.
Oh yeah, me too.
So and not in a bad way. It actually looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's fun to play.
So I think that was probably the biggest surprise outside of the Final Fantasy VII news.
Mm-hmm.
And then seeing gameplay for Oddworld was really cool. That Bethesda game that I'm still not sold on, but they did actually show the gameplay in more of an advertisement sort of way instead of them just going look at this game and here's a feature, here's a feature, here's a feature. And I appreciate both approaches. So it's good to have both of those now.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was one other one I was going to bring up.
Oddworld?
Yeah, Oddworld. Showing gameplay of that. And that one too. Kena. That was. They just showed more of the things we already knew was coming out, and it was very much appreciated. Because honestly, even in the ones I know I'm not going to play, I did think everything looked interesting though. So,
Absolver 2.
Honestly, kind of interested, but sold? No. Interested? Yes.
I think they just took their combat engine and upgraded it, and then put it into a game that's less confusing.
Well, if it's less Souls-like, I might actually enjoy it.
Yeah.
If it's more of just a story-based game. Because I thought the combat
was cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Because that was my biggest problem with Absolver is I started playing, I was like, oh crap, it's Dark Souls.
With other people.
Yeah. So as for this, looks like
it was a cool experiment, but this seems a little more refined.
Going through a story experience, being a martial artist, I'd love that because the combat was really neat in Absolver. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. I liked everything in this video outside the dodgeball game.
Did I say even dodgeball?
No. Not that one. And Solar Ash, I think, looks cool, but it's a game I'm not particularly interested in playing. I would try it, and if it comes out on PlayStation Plus, I'll definitely play it. But, unless I hear amazing things, it's just not my style of game. And then, the dodgeball game, I can just tell, it's the same story. PlayStation Plus, I'll play it on there. Release it for free on there. That's the best thing you do probably, because I don't know if this game's going to take off unless it's such a cool idea that word of mouth sells it, which is absolutely possible nowadays because it happens all the time. But outside of that, Crash Bandicoot 4, I've played it. I like it. I like it's getting an upgrade. Returnal, big surprise for me. It's literally shifted my whole opinion on it, so that's huge. Good job on that. It's looking kind of like a third-person Doom, which is a good thing. I think they're going to sell the game pretty well if they can kind of push on that a little harder. The martial arts game, Sifu, definitely interesting looking. It's Old Boy Simulator, but that's fine because I love Old Boy. So definitely want to play that. I feel like I pretty much know what it's going to be like just watching this. It kind of shows you the concept, and you're like, I get it, but I feel like it's going to be a fun game to play. It's going to probably be challenging, and seems like you're constantly just going to be trying to progress while fighting people and getting older. So it's pretty cool. Solar Ash, I already said stuff on that. We also got this whole thing was just I had a perception and it kind of changed it to varying degrees. Not a big Five Nights at Freddy's guy at all, but this looks like a big enough leap forward that I'm curious about it. Although it does look like Outlast to me. It looks like Outlast in Five Nights at Freddy's universe. So, which is fine. Outlast is cool. Not a huge fan of Outlast, but it's cool. Oddworld looks cool. Definitely want to pick that up. I love the return to how they originally made the games. They've experimented a lot with this IP, and kind of like what we were saying earlier about BioWare, they need to just go back to what made the original one great, while introducing new ideas to that. But that was popular. Fucking expand on that. So it looks like they're doing that. I love that it looks like the older games while being newer. So I'm really excited for that. Kena looks cool. Really excited to play that as well. This whole thing was just full of games I want to play, which is awesome. I mean, I was not bored at all watching any of this. Deathloop. Holy fuck, that game. I've been just been going, yeah, that game looks like whatever. I'm not interested. Watching this, aesthetically, I'm not interested. But like gameplay wise, which is important, it's starting to look fun to me, which is, the only thing I really need. If it's like a shooter that I'm going to feel good about when I, pull the trigger and when I use a move and throw somebody and stuff like that, that's all I can ask for. So
how's that violence feel? Does it feel good?
I need that violence to feel good. I need it to feel visceral. I need those good physics. When you shoot someone, they go flying in a cool way. And it looks like it has all that. It's got stealth in it. I'm not a big fan of first-person stealth, but I don't mind it. But it's starting to look cool. I'm actually interested in it, so that's fucking weird. Because you've been following the channel, I just did not give a shit. And then I have not beaten Final Fantasy VII Remake yet. I've played it quite a bit though. I think I'm only like 20 hours into it, 25 hours into it. But I need to beat it. This is a great reason for me to return to it. Playing it on PS5, better graphics, better frame rate, all that stuff. Glad it's getting that upgrade. Have not beaten it, so I don't have a I've heard so many different, well, actually I've heard two things when people beat Final Fantasy VII. They either loved it when they beat it, or they liked it, but they're kind of like, I wonder what they're going to do with it, which tells me like, oh, they're changing some shit. They're changing some shit, and people are like, I don't know where they're going with this. And then on top of that, Yuffie episode.
Showing up in a weird part of the game.
Which is interesting, because we don't know what they're doing with that. Also, I read Nomura is now not going to lead the Final Fantasy remake games, but is going to be the creative director. Somebody else is taking over. So I don't know what I feel about that. People keep making jokes too, because I guess he worked on Kingdom Hearts, and people keep saying that like after, because I saw some stuff that I didn't know what the fuck they're talking about, but they were making jokes about Nomura being like having all these different fucking names and episodes and all that shit, and that's one thing that kind of makes it hard for me to get into Kingdom Hearts.
You can also look at certain characters in games and go, oh, that's Nomura.
Yeah. Now that all makes sense.
He's got a style for sure.
But outside of the confusion and not knowing where things are going, I think Yuffie looks awesome. Sure. Her model looks really good. I love the Moogle outfit. The combat looks fucking dope. I don't know who the other guy is.
Me either.
Is that like a bonus new remake thing? Because I don't remember him. And I'm curious about how this is going to wrap into the story.
Yeah, me too.
But the gameplay looks promising. I'm looking at this, and I love everything I'm seeing. I'm just like confused.
I'm also like totally okay if this comes out and they're like, this is just like non-canon, but like,
Well, in the beginning, they're
Yuffie.
like, oh, Cloud's gone. It almost seems like this is like a little bonus thing like they did in the remake.
Yeah.
To maybe introduce her as a playable character. And then when the story continues, they'll give her a proper introduction. This might be her like maybe building up prequel or pro.
Well, this could be prelude to
yeah.
her, because it's like
because like I feel like that guy's just gonna die probably.
There's two. You can get her at 2 points in the game, and you can get her early in the game because her story's not super deep in the beginning. She just tries to steal your materia, right? Maybe this is just adding some depth to that.
That's probably what they're doing. 100%.
Where they're like, she's after
they're playing with it.
These strong people to steal their materia, but you've left, Midgard or whatever, so they're like too late.
Yeah.
So maybe I'm trying to stay super like open minded about it, because they have absolutely changed the direction. I don't know like how drastic. Like I said, I have mixed feelings. I can't talk about it too much, but I'm trying to not just let nostalgia take over my thought process in this game.
Because if it does, you just go play that one.
100%, and I know that as well. So I do think, as far as it just being a video game, though, it's a fun ass game.
Yeah.
So
I'm excited about that. To see what they do with it. On going on this journey of the remake. It'll be interesting. But yeah, all in all, I mean, I can't complain about this presentation. There's like, I was interested in everything, and some things I didn't think I was going to be interested in, I became interested in.
For sure.
So, and the two things that were weak were not like, I'm bored as fuck, I don't know what to say, I'm just going to sit here and watch sports and just pretend like I'm interested. It was like, dodgeball game, let's discuss, is a dodgeball game even viable? Not for me, but stuff like that. So the whole presentation is really good. I would probably give this, if I was going to grade it, I almost want to say A-, just because of how solid it was. No big hitters, but like the whole thing was fucking good.
I was feeling A-. And I probably will not buy 90% of the stuff in here. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate it or think that it was shown off in a good way.
Yeah, it was done well.
The pacing was also very good, and when they did show something, they showed meat. So
yeah, that was the nice thing is we saw like gameplay, not concepts. Fucking, this is what you're gonna be doing in this game, and it didn't spend a lot of time on one thing. If I was like kind of uninterested in something, I wasn't watching dodgeball for 5 fucking minutes listening to EA talk about, here at EA we're good people and we want good things to happen to good people, so give us your money.
That'll be in a few months.
Yeah, so those presentations are coming. But yeah, all in all, I really liked it.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah. Anything else?
I know I got a demo to play, and I got to go do some research on Final Fantasy 7.
I've been hearing some fucking mediocre things about that demo, but I want to try it as well.
I've been hearing some people say it's good, but mostly just like it's fine.
Yeah, Josh sent me screenshots of like the HDR and what's it called? Outriders?
Outriders, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Just
I
like
already
anybody
had
knows.
the expectation of it being okay to begin with, because I've seen a couple people who played it early on, and they said there's good ideas, and that was pretty much like the extent of it. So.
Luckily, my bar for it, my standard of what I think it's going to be, is pretty fucking low. So if it's like okay, that's going to be an improvement. Because I keep looking, I'm like, it looks pretty meh, it looks really generic. So if I play and like it, I'll probably fucking buy it. So
yeah, I'm definitely curious. So
yeah. It's supposed to be multiplayer, right?
Yeah. So
definitely try it out.
Pretty sure. Now I've said this so confidently. Now I'm doubting myself.
Yeah. Hey, when that happens.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No.
All right, let us know in the comments what you guys think of State of Play for February 25th. What games stood out to you? What games did not stand out to you? Are you excited for something in particular? Anything kind of surprise you in the sense of like, whoa, I didn't think that was going to be like me, or you're like, whoa, that actually looks better, or maybe you're like, whoa, that looks worse than I thought it was going to be. What do you think about the dodgeball game? Are you excited about that? What do you think about Final Fantasy 7? Please, no spoilers. I have not beaten it.
Also, the decision to make the DLC PS5 only. That was kind of a weird one.
Yeah, and what do you think about the Yuffie episode? Excited about the way they're doing that? Are you hesitant about that? Are you straight up fucking hate it?
Be easy on spoilers since Seth hasn't beaten it.
That's what I said. I have not beaten it, so please no spoilers. Just be vague. Be like, oh, Chevy, I feel the same about the end of the game.
Yeah.
Or be like, no, dude, I love it. Or, dude, what are you talking about? It's awful. I fucking hate it. Square Enix is dead to me. Let us know everything you're thinking about in the comments below. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. We have Plus Club and Game of the Month coming out this weekend. This has been a very busy week. Hopefully you guys enjoy the content. And if you do, hit the like button, please, and comment down below. And yeah, until the next episode, my name's Seth.
I'm Chevy.
And have a good day or two. Take it easy.
Yeah, whatever.
Bye.